we've been going through an ancient text known as the Kamiagama. It's Dravidian in origin. And in the second chapter, it tells us about the spiritual meaning behind each of the sounds in Sanskrit. Each one of them can form the seed, a bija, for a mantra. We're at the end of the vowels now, and the final vowel is definitely not a vowel that you're normally considering one. It's called the visarga. It's an expulsion of breath. In Sanskrit, it's considered a vowel. So it'll be the root of our mantra today. There are 3 associations with that sound. The first is the color red. So the color of our mantra will be red, rakta. The second is its presiding deity, which is Kala Rudra, a very fierce and powerful form of the divine. Kala means time, time as the great equalizer. Rudra means the one who roars, literally speaking. So Kala Rudra is the roar of time. Kala Rudra is the one who roars time into existence, or the roar of time that brings everything to dissolution. Very powerful. Its ability, since every sound is also associated with a siddhi, a spiritual ability, is, it's hard to read, pasha nikruntanam, which means to cut off bonds. In other words, to sever our karmic attachments. The consequences that we've got ourselves into through our actions and our false identifications, that sound helps sever it. So that will be the purpose of chanting this mantra. Karma severing bija mantra for Rudra, which is also a form of Shiva. The mantra is Am Namah Kala Rudraya, which again roughly translates to Om, salutations to the roar of time, with another bija in there. Aham. I've added some pronunciation pointers. For example, the O, the A, these are all long. I think this is vestigial of our last mantra. I forgot to remove that, my apologies. There is no H. There is an H with a dot under it. That is the visarga. That's found in the bija aham, as well as at the end of nama. It's like a mini exhale, as we said. One thing to note about the visarga as it comes before the voiceless guttural sound, ka, is that it also takes on that guttural aspiration. So you'll hear namah, namah, namah kala rudraya. And there's another funny sound, the anuswara, which is the complement to the expulsion of breath. It's an inner resonance, a nasalization. That's at the end of the 2 bijas. And This is very sacred because we're bringing together a visarga and an anuswara, which almost never happens outside of chanting this specific mantra. A very rare sound in Sanskrit. When you bring your outward expulsion of the visarga and the inward resonance of the anuswara together as one. We'll be chanting it 108 times together on these Rudraksha beads, which is perfect for this mantra. It just so happens that the night of recording is Chaturdashi, which is also associated with Rudra. So if you're chanting with me on this day, then you'll definitely be feeling the effects of connecting to Rudra, especially in the form of Kala Rudra. without further ado, Aham Namah Kala Rudraya. 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 Aham Kalarudraya. Aum Aham Namah 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 Kala Rudraya. Aum 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 Namah Kala Rudraya. Raya. Salutations to the roar of time, or the one who roared as time into existence. Salutations to time as the great equalizer. Salutations to the one who cuts our bonds, dissolves our karma, severs us from our attachments. May we rest in your embrace for a few moments in silence, contemplating on your nature and feeling the after effects of the reverberations of this mantra. Thank you for meditating with us.